I can't begin to tell you how many coaches I speak with that say, I have a lead problem. If I had more leads, my business would be much bigger. I would make more money. I would be having a lot more fun, Adam. Well, here's the problem. You don't have a lead problem. You think you need more followers. You think you need more content. You think you need a bigger audience. You think you need a better funnel. And you're going to go out and you're going to spend months trying to figure out all of that while ignoring the single simplest way to build. And that is with people who already know you, with people who already like you, with people who already trust you. And today I'm going to show you why that could be the most expensive mistake you make in coaching and exactly what to do instead. Having built the I Love Coaching community and worked with hundreds of coaches, and when I look at what separates the coaches who go out and get 10 clients the fastest versus those that stay stuck for months, it almost never comes down to marketing. What it comes down to is who and how are they activating their warm world first and the fastest. You see, in our blueprint, phase 2, actually, we call this your warm world. And it's the fastest, most natural path to your first clients that exist. And it's not because those people owe you something. It's because trust already exists. And I want you to write this one down. Trust is the only thing that converts. Here's the biggest mistake that I see coaches make all the time. And yes, I'm saying all the time because I see it all the time. They assume that when we say audience, it means strangers. And strangers where? Usually strangers on the internet. They think it's people that they have to go find, that they have to attract, and then they have to convince from where? From scratch. Scratch means the beginning. So they go on YouTube, they create a channel, they post reels, they run lead magnets, and they do all of that while bypassing the channel that I like to say is right underneath their nose. It's the people that already know who you are. You see, if you go the route of what we like to say unknown, or for this case, the people that are out on the internet, strangers, that's the hardest, slowest path available. And it's completely unnecessary when you have proximity you haven't actually been intentional with yet. You see, when I started this community nearly 6 years ago, I did not go out to the ad world and post a bunch of ads. I didn't go out to the world of, let me just start emailing everybody. No, very simply, I went out to the people who already knew me. I went out to the people that I already built trust with over years. And I shared with them my vision. I shared with them what I was doing. And I knew that it would align with them. And I knew that they would raise their hands and say, yes. As it relates to the coaching world, we do the exact same thing. But here's what you have to have first. You have to have an understanding of what your true payoff is. You have to have an understanding of what is it that you are going to provide to this warm world market that they can trust you in because you've had success in this space before. And quite frankly, when you have that specialist approach, not the generalist, please stop coming to me and saying, hey, I'm a coach. And I say, what are you a coach of? What problem solution cycle do you have? And you don't have one. That means you are a generalist coach. But if you know what your specific payoff it is that you are getting people, guess what? Now you become a specialist, and specialist into a warm market helps it convert much faster. Phase 2 of my blueprint is simple. This is where we teach you to stop looking for leads. And I want to define what a lead is. A lead is a stranger. So stop looking for strangers and start looking for the people that you already have relationships with. And these are connections you've already made, because the fastest way to build momentum in your business is to do it from warm relationships, not cold traffic. Now, you've heard me talk about this before on either the I Love Coaching podcast or other YouTube videos. There's 4 tiers of people in your database. The very first one is the unknown category. This is the cold tier. The unknown is exactly what it sounds like. These are strangers. You don't know them and they don't know you. We're going to set them aside for now. The next group is called known. I'm going to keep this very simple. These are the people who know your name, but not your value. They know your name, but not your payoff. They know who you are, but they don't know the value that you can bring to them. They basically just need clarity on what you do. Now we're going to move into a little warmer grouping. And the next one is called like. This is the start of the warm tier. These are people that engage with you, they reply to your content, they know you socially, though they need a little more consistency and familiarity before they actually buy. And now the last group is the trust group. This is the yes tier. They know you, they like you, they've trusted you in the past. Now, I like to say the trust tier is the money tier. This is where people have already spent money with you and they're ready to spend more money with you. These can be past clients, close peers, genuine supporters. These people, they're ready for a direct invitation. So those are the four groupings. We have unknown, known, like, and trust. Cold tier, the aware tier, the warm tier, and then the trust tier. And here's the biggest mistake I watch coaches make is they spend the majority of their energy and their time trying to win the coldest tier, while the warmest tiers sit there completely untouched. I like to say it this way: don't harvest fruit that's not ripe yet. Go to the fruit that is the lowest hanging and is ripe and ready to be picked. Inside the ILC Coaching Blueprint, we have a framework called the Trust Ledger. And if you go to my Instagram, @Roach, and just type the word trust, I'll send that ledger over to you. You see, because every relationship operates like a bank account. And man, did I have challenges with this in the beginning. You see, because the rules are very simple. Every interaction you have with someone is either a withdrawal or a deposit. And you can't take out what you haven't put in. That to me was something that I had to figure out myself, is I was very transactional. A long time ago in my business building development years, I was a transactional player. I would take out more than I would put in. And was that wrong? No, not necessarily. But at the same time, was I building truly in that like and trust space? No, I was not. So I had to break this down and I had to build this trust ledger. And here's the examples, the definitions of what a deposit and a withdrawal really is. A deposit is giving value. It's listening. It's encouraging someone. It's celebrating a win. It's sharing a resource with no strings attached. And what's the opposite? What's a withdrawal? It's asking for a call. It's asking for the sale. It's asking for a referral. And here's the fascinating part that I watch about coaches. Some of you coaches are really good at deposits, but not at asking for withdrawals. And when it comes to your warm world, that is okay to ask for withdrawals from. Here's the simple rule of thumb with the trust ledger. If you try to make a withdrawal from an account that is empty or overdrawn, you know what you're going to get? A no. Now, I do have to quote my cousin here, who's a comedian, Jeff Bodart. You got to look him up. He has this bit, and this was an old bit way back in the day. He says, I used to have the bank call me, and the bank would say, Mr. Bodart, we want to call you and let you know that your account is outstanding. And Jeff would say, well, that's fantastic. Thanks for calling me. And they were like, what are you talking about? He says, well, you said that my account was outstanding. I think that's great that the bank calls me and tells me that my account is doing a great job. He says, no, you have no money. He says, that's funny. I still have checks left. Silly joke, but that is a great example of the trust ledger. If you're not making deposits, you can't ask for withdrawals. So if you get a no, then guess what else you get? A ghost. I can't tell you how many times I hear coaches say they are ghosting me. If you are getting ghosted, I want you to pause. Ghosting is very simply a mechanism, a reaction of not enough deposits yet. But here's the thing. If you go make enough deposits, the withdrawals are easy and people don't ghost and they won't say no. And why won't they say no? Because now they trust you and they already understand the value that you have to offer. The trust ledger rule goes like this. Before you ask for anything, check the balance. If they're in your trust tier, you have credit. And there you can ask directly and clearly. If they are in the like or the known tier, that means the account is probably a little low and you need to make deposits before you can ask for a withdrawal. Because asking too early doesn't just get you a no. It's actually a setback in the relationship. And I know this all too well because I would ask for the sale over and over and over again before I had made deposits that were equal of a withdrawal. And I felt like I'd always get no's, right? Because we're trained. Go get as many no's as possible. Go get as many no's as possible. But I do wish back in my sales training that if someone would have taught me this trust ledger, and if I would have known that it was all about making deposits before withdrawals, gosh, how much fun would it be to go out and just simply provide value, not only to your trust tier, but to your like and your known tier all day long. So how do you actually make deposits? Inside the blueprint, we break that down into 3 ways: presence, value, and celebration. Presence. Show up in their world. Do things like commenting meaningful on their post. Don't just say, that was cool. No, give some real value. Send them a handwritten note. Send them a voice text. Send them a video text. Attend their events even when it is inconvenient for you to show support. That's how you can be present. And that is a great way to start making deposits. Number 2, value. Give with no strings attached. I can't emphasize that enough. Be a good giver. Send them a book recommendation. Make an introduction with them that would provide value to them and the introducing party. And lastly, celebration. What does celebration mean? In their eyes, it's basically you simply seeing them. Celebrate them on a win. Acknowledge their progress. Make them feel seen. When you start to make these 3 deposits, presence, value, and celebration, those deposits in the trust ledger will start to build up. You don't build trust by simply posting more content. You build trust by being a human being. And so here's the question I want you to ask yourself right now. Who do you have proximity with that you haven't been intentionally reaching out to? Because that is your warm world phase 2 audience. And I'm going to share with you right now, that list is where your first 10 clients will come from. So if you like this content and you want to build it out with me live, if you want to help mapping out your warm world, identify your trust tiers, and build a real sellable coaching offer around the people who already trust you, that's exactly what I do inside of the Sellable Offer Challenge. And I'm going to invite you to that right now. Go to ilovecoachingco.com/challenge and register for my next one. And I'll help you personally build your sellable coaching offer to your trust tier. I'll put the link in the show notes. And I'll end with this: stop chasing cold strangers. When the warm market, when the warm trust, when the warm world is right underneath your nose, go activate that warm world and watch your business and your revenue grow. Give me a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.